region. Yeah. So are you going to host it, or I can help if needed?
Hey, my audio is working. Hey, Yash, I got the live stream going, and so
Yeah.
whenever you're, I didn't hear anything you said before, by the way, so I apologize. My audio was off, but
Yeah. No issue, no issue. I was just asking, like, we are live, if I should go ahead. Okay.
oh, no.
Awesome. Awesome. Hey everyone, welcome to the Meshery development meeting. Today is Wednesday, 27th May, and I welcome you all to today's development call. If you don't know what Meshery is a cloud native manager. You can learn more about the Meshery on the docs. And yeah, definitely go to the doc here as well. You will get all the info to learn more about the Meshery. And along with that, Meshery is currently CNCF Sandbox project, and we follow the CNCF code of conduct, so be respectful to each other as well. So as we move forward, I just would like to give you a quick intro about this meeting. So usually in this meeting, we discuss about more on the side of the updates from the maintainers, contributors, or community managers. So if you have any update on Meshery, feel free to add here in the list, and we'll make sure to go through that. Along with that small housekeeping item is that you just need to add your name here as well, just to make sure you can add your name here. So I'll share the link in the chat so that you can add your names. And before we go to agenda items, it will be really, really nice if someone is new and would like to give it a quick introduction. If someone is joining first time, it can be like, what's your name, where you're calling from, and what took your interest in the mystery. Feel free to unmute yourself if it's your first time for today's call. I think most of the faces are familiar. Bunny, is this your first time?
Hello, this is my first time.
Hey, yeah. Feel free to introduce.
So I'm Astit Arya. I'm a third year student at IIIT Nagpur. I'm currently doing BTech from IIIT Nagpur in branch Computer Science department. And after my exam are done, I was going through open source contributions, so I found Meshery, and I have interest in cloud native things. So that's why I was so I'm here to just see how people do and what all systems.
Awesome. Thank you, man. You can, I think, tomorrow okay, on Friday, we usually host the newcomers meeting. I think you should try that as well. So
Yeah,
I'll suggest you to go to that. Yeah.
yes.
Thanks for the introduction. Anybody
I
else?
also made some PRs and issues. I've also created them. I've also listed them here, so we can also.
Awesome. We'll go through that. Anybody else would like to give a quick introduction?
So I would like to introduce myself.
Okay.
This is probably my first developer meeting. So I am Pranav Dhiran. I am currently a final year student. I found Meshery through while I was searching for LFX projects, and then the AI adapter project. I think it matches a lot with what I'm currently doing. So I started contributing, and it has been fun up till now. That's all.
Glad to know that, Pranav. Thanks for the introduction. Anybody else would like to go ahead before we jump on the agenda items? Maybe Jay, Ranit, Jatin, anyone else? Ishwar. Okay.
Yeah, Jay, have you introduced before? I'm just trying to recall, but now's your chance.
So hey everyone, myself Jai Salunke. I'm from first year from Pune. So it's my first ever development meeting. So I have joined multiple newcomers meeting, but it's my first ever development meeting. So yeah, Hope so. It go good. Thank you.
Definitely it will be good, hopefully. Thank you, Jay. Anybody else? Also, I would highly suggest if you can open your webcam. It's always really, really nice to see the faces who are new to the community. Also, it's easy to remember people after seeing the face. So if you can open your webcam, it's nice. You just avoid like how you look. You don't need to worry about that. Just open your webcam. So anybody else like run
I
it?
guess I'll go next.
Yeah.
So, hello everyone.
Yeah,
My name
sure.
is Napan Chavda. This is going to be my first developer meeting. I've been into newcomers meet and website meets, but it's going to be my first developer meeting. So, before that, I've been contributing to open source since the last 7 months. I'm currently the maintainer in Circuit and as well as the GSOC mentee there. So, other than that, I just wanted to contribute to Meshery as it's a very active community. So, yeah, I'm here now.
Awesome.
Nice to meet you all.
You sound nice to meet you too. You sounds really energetic. So thank you, Naman, for introduction. Um, okay, I'll take one more. Let's take one more introduction, and then we'll jump to the uh, agenda items. So anybody else would like to give introduction? Jatin, maybe. I think you are new here. Daniel.
Um, I'm not really new here.
Okay.
Like I've been around.
Awesome. Okay, so let's jump on the agenda items then. And just in case if you left out introducing, feel free to drop a message on the chat and we'll interact over there. So, okay, just already dropped one. So let's start with our first agenda item, which is on the from the Linux. Is he here?
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Hello.
Feel free to share updates, Linux, or feel free to share a screen as well.
Okie dokie. Let me share. Yeah. So Systent is currently being updated. For those unaware of what Systent is, it's pretty much like this package or library in which the Meshery UI gets all of its components. It's a sole truth for the UI and the UX within Meshery UI. So recently there has been an update to the icons. So before they were being like exported just by the name of it. So now when they change in the change to a name to the export, we must go ahead and like update every single like reference that we have across the repo. So Rajesh and Rich have been helping with this, and I've also started helping with this. I started. There's a couple of like private repos that within layer 5 that I've been like helping with, and also like Meshery UI. I just did a PR over Meshery UI to update that. So it's easy work, but to a degree, it's a lot of work at the same time because there's just so many, as you can see, so many references that we have to change. So if there's someone interested in helping with this and making sure that like everything is like running without any issues, you can go ahead and like let me know or go ahead in the Slack, show your interest with this so you can get familiarized with the whole schema or how things are going in regards of the UI. That's on that side. Now, I have also been working on updating the tutorials over in Meshery docs and like layer 5 as well. So this has been taking a while because there were issues with the provider whenever I tried to log in, but pretty much I managed to get like 2 of them before I started like running into issues. Tried again today, managed to actually like do another one of the tutorials, which will be pushed later today. But if someone can go ahead and help me out by like following the steps and making sure that it also works on your machine, because the previous tutorials, well, they were like highly in depth and step by step, and I followed it, but there were like certain areas which didn't just like work for me. So I'm just trying to make sure that like everything is like working accordingly. So yeah, I believe that's it. The only issue that I'm currently like running into is that on their let me see, under the designs, there's still like a couple of like issues with trying to load like the different like catalogs and things. Actually, let me go over here and show you. Where are the connections? Oh, well, it's now fixed, so I guess I'll get on that. Before it was like not working. Oh yeah, there's a new version. So, yep, that's pretty much it on my part.
Thank you, Linux. I'm not sure if Lee is aware of the work right now you are doing, just in case if Lee have any review.
Yeah, Lennox, can you bring up, I think, yeah, actually, so here, let me share on this and make sure that Sangram is aware as well. Sangram put in a lot of time either creating those tutorials or reviewing them. And so actually, is Sangram's audio all the way working?
I'm here, Lee.
Oh, there he is. All right, very good. Good. Oh, wow. I am not still waking up, but it sort of feels like I am. Hey, yeah, okay. So as part of Meshery's Meshery incubation, oh man, I am still waking up. Meshery's undergoing its incubation review, and part of what people are seeking clarity on is where the delineation between the platform is and extensions are. And we're 6 years into the project. The project, for my part, I've been a broken record on trying to help delineate between the two and clarify. And in some areas, we were maybe not on the right side of maintaining that clarity between a vendor like Layer 5, even though it's hardly a vendor. It's really just the community that helped, you all that helped produce this. We've renamed the community to Meshery. We're trying to, yeah, we've tried to offer some clarity in our docs around Canvas as well. Canvas is an extension. The catalog is an extension. So I don't know if you guys know this, but yeah, the catalog is an extension. The catalog is not turned on by default. So it's something that people enable when you sign into Meshery. I mentioned that, boy, I'm really getting to this in a roundabout way. What I'm trying to say is some of the tutorials that we've had out here, Linux, and I was hoping Bhumika, but is she on today's call, Bhumika?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I was hoping Bhumika was going to spend some time helping move over some tutorials that were largely written from the perspective of Canvas. So Sangram, what we were doing is moving those over from these docs to the Canvas docs. Mostly because it was like, because they were almost entirely using Canvas screenshots and that kind of a thing. It's not that it's inappropriate to have those over here. It isn't completely appropriate to talk about extensions. It is completely appropriate to have tutorials that walk through and explain how to do something with Azure and use Meshery and use its extensions. But to the extent that we didn't have tutorials that do it without extensions, people were getting sensitive to how many times Canvas was being mentioned. And That makes total sense. Like, hey, the canonical example that we use would ideally use Meshery without having to leverage one of its extensions. I think writing any tutorial without using the catalog extension, kind of tough. Like, unless your tutorial isn't going to have an example design, then you don't need the catalog. But if your tutorial is going to say something like, oh, go through and do these things, here, check out this design for, what it looks like, what it's supposed to look like, or start off this activity by, are these the same two things? No, they're really similar. Or start off.
One's a bit specific about the storage account. The other one is.
Okay. I was just going to try to pull up one that a lot of them would start off with like, oh, hey, go now that you've got a connection to AWS, go ahead and clone this design. And this links to Meshery.io/catalog. Oh, these pages, by the way, need to be enhanced to not show the UUID prominently up here. Anyway, the catalog is an extension. Do we label it an extension here in this page? Do we call it out as a prerequisite here in this page for, oh, hey, this page, as a prereq, you need to have the catalog extension. No, we don't. And so there's just a fair bit of clarification that we need to offer people. Yeah. That's an example. So it isn't just about like Canvas and all of the times that Canvas is mentioned or Canvas or layer 5 and all the times that layer 5 is mentioned. Since we're talking about this, actually, I'll talk about it a little bit later about all of those mentions. But yeah, so anyway, there were a number of Kubernetes tutorials that have been that Linux and Boomica. I don't think that folks waited and maybe moved them over. If you're Linux, if you're refining the WordPress one, great. That's the one that you're stepping through and making sure that all of its detailed steps are accurate, right?
Yep. The only thing about that one is that it needs an update into the JavaScript, which is being provided because it just like doesn't work.
Yeah, that's fine.
But other than yeah.
Great. All right.
Yep.
Have you done it?
Yep.
Cool. All right, so it doesn't need it; it's done, and so good. You guys should make that update, get it merged. The rest of that migration is probably done. Lennox, what are you're asking for people to go through the WordPress tutorial specifically?
Yes, and the Azure one.
Okay, so have you walked through the Azure one to ensure that the steps are accurate?
Yes, but it's not yet on the Meshery docs. It's on the Canvas one. So
okay.
Yeah.
Sangram, you had a
I I want to add to this that a couple of weeks back I moved all of these. So to get things started, I have moved a copy of all of these tutorials to docs.canvas. So they're kind of already there. So I don't know. I mean, if we are trying to move them again, then that probably saves some time and effort if that's underway. Otherwise, if it's just to kind of update them in a manner that it clearly distinguishes Canvas versus Meshery, then that's fine. But just want to let folks who are working on this that in docs.canvas.io, sorry, layer5.io, you will find all of these tutorials, a copy of all of these already present there. Okay. Yeah, thanks.
That's one. Yeah, good deal. I am saying all of this probably really not concisely. That's great. There is not much to do here, or in terms like the only thing to do probably here in Meshery docs for tutorials is, hey, write some additional tutorials. The second thing to do is to revisit some of the existing ones And to the extent that they utilize an extension like Meshery catalog, is to just list that as a prerequisite to ensure that you have either enabled or have access to an extension. This particular extension, part of the reason that, or likely part of the reason that this one isn't highlighted as like a prereq is, well, no, that's not. I was going to say the ease by which you turn it on, although that's not true, because the ease by which you turn on Canvas is you just sign in and you don't turn it on, it's just there. There is a fresh release of Meshery out there. I was gonna just remind everybody how it is that you turn on the catalog. We've had a bug here recently, so hopefully not. Okay, so I've signed in to the playground, and under extensions, there are a number of different types of extensions that Meshery has. Most of them are listed here. I'm hopeful we'll have more. But one of them is the Meshery catalog. So the Meshery catalog, there's a hyperlink to it. What is it? Oh, it's some of you have worked on this. Anytime that you create a design and you think that you'd like to share that with the world, great, do it, share it with the world. And you can, inside of Meshery, click to publish your design to the catalog. When you do, it would show up in the list of different designs that people have created out here. Great. I think we even get, the created by and things, some of the credit out here. So the catalog is not enabled by default. I think this is switched off. When I turn this off just for my user, if I go to configuration, well, first of all, if I go to configuration, there's just designs that I can look at. Great. Of the designs that I can look at, if I wanted to look at those that have been published, well, that's not available to me. I can't see the published ones because published designs would be in the Meshery catalog, but I disabled it. Okay. Also, when I go to configuration and I might want to browse the catalog, well, there's no hyperlink to catalog here either. Okay. Well, if I come back and re-enable the catalog, hopefully I get a hyperlink to all of the content in the catalog itself. So on the website, it said that there were about 350. Great. I wonder if we give a count. I guess we don't exactly show a count maybe of the total amount in the catalog, but if we look for these same names out there, these would be published. If we go back to designs, go to filter on maybe all the ones that have been published. Great, these are from the catalog. And actually, this is really just kind of the same list. You just kind of two different views of the same thing. But for all the times that, by the way, just for all the times that we're in a meeting and we accidentally stumble across a bug, this is really nice that the catalog can be enabled and disabled as an extension, and the filters update and the page shows or hides. And so anyway, I digressed into how the catalog as an example extension works, and I will help drive some clarity about I don't know, either helping ensure that tutorials that have an extension as a prerequisite have a particular call out or something. Anyway, for the time being, so because it's something of a point of contention during Meshery's incubation review, we just, and because we want the review to be able to not be held up, we just whole hog moved those tutorials over. My firm belief is that those can be moved back, but that we need to provide that clarity. So saying like, hey, we need to provide that clarity about extensions and which ones are extensions and which ones are required. And we also need to foremost have our like default tutorials and our default examples, like ideally not necessarily require an extension like Canvas. It'll be a little bit harder with the catalog to the extent that you're referencing a design. I don't know, thoughts on that?
I think one of the issues which I was like getting into whenever I was like updating the tutorials is how verbose it is to like change something without Canvas. You have to go into like the whole JSON, I think it is, and then look through that long file and then update that. So
Yes.
that's where,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. That's why people might use an extension like Canvas because it's a little bit easier. Or they can
I think
handwrite
later
it.
on we can have some sort of hyperlinks, to tutorials in Canvas, or maybe we decide to bring them back, which probably is too early to say. If checks continue to happen, I think it is wise to keep Canvas specific tutorials in Canvas, and keep the more JSON based or non UI tutorials in Meshery
Yeah.
docs.
When they're not there, it just avoids the discussion altogether. And
Yeah.
so
And we need that now,
yeah. And it's just, it's like I don't know, this is going to be a terrible example for most of you, but my mind goes to something like another area of the project that we do really well with and don't do well with. In Meshery, we do really well with welcoming newcomers and helping people get going, and the project grows quickly, and lots of code gets moved around because people are supported and encouraged. And we cheerlead them, and we go on social media and we talk about them and their accolades. Wonderful. We should keep doing as much of that as possible. However, we don't spend time being social about, how to use Meshery and how to turn on the catalog or how to disable the catalog. And so there's so much celebration of the community and so little celebration or knowledge shared about how to use the tool. It is massively suffering in terms of its usage, not in terms of receiving contribution, but in terms of its usage. So in the same way, we're like we're doing good things there, but we're sort of imbalanced. It's kind of, in my mind, it's the same thing here. It's okay to talk about all of the extensions and what they do, but to the extent that we're lopsided and basically all the tutorials, to the extent that we're lopsided here, like then it becomes awkward. So anyway, since we're talking about this subject, we may as well just finish it off, and you guys hopefully don't have to listen to me much more. And that is, that we'd gone through just a cleanup of the number of references for Canvas specifically as an extension so there's very few in the code, and they're all very appropriate. And also for layer 5, as from the CNCF's perspective, a vendor organization, and it's not just the CNCF's perspective, that's true in general. Layer 5 was just originally just a community. It's where the Meshery came from and other related projects, and so it's always been tough to help. So we've just been clarifying and delineating, and so each of the times that layer 5 is mentioned now, in the code in this repo is 19, which is down from 1,500 a week ago. And so each of the times that it gets mentioned, please go check. It should be mentioned in context of other organizations and other extension points, where if in this case it's a provider, and where are other providers. If you actually click on these, you'll probably see comments in the code that's saying it, things like, this is a Meshery extension point that you're encouraged to add your own extensions in here. Just open up a PR and get yours listed. This particular UI page is the extensions page that we were just looking at. So anyway, we're doing very, very, I would say probably too well in terms of like not mentioning the extensions, at all. And so we just, anyway, we wanted to get unlopsided. Not that that's a word, but and then, yeah, to Sangam's point, hey, over time, so long as there's clarity on like, hey, these tutorials or these docs are about extensions. I think in part, Lennox, what you were just saying about like, it's you didn't say it directly like this, but it's gosh, if you just use Meshery UI and the design configurator, which is sort of the term for this, well, there's Banana Man himself. This configurator here is not as easy to use as the visual way, but so to the extent that one extension takes too much of the front and center, maybe that's bad. Anyways, man, Yash should have time checked me about 20 minutes ago. So good. Hey, this covers a couple of upcoming topics. It was that I wanted to update people on. It was just part of the incubation diligence that's going on, is helping ensure that we're delineating vendor references across the code and docs. We're in a beautiful way right now. It's very, very clean, very crisp in that regard in terms of code. We've got a little bit more cleanup probably to do in some of the docs. The tutorials and the guides, they're all quite clean. For my part, I just haven't been through the rest of the docs just yet, just to help ensure that there's cleanliness. Where are we? There's some other things on the incubation diligence, and that is following through on the Meshery extensions org. So, in a very good and healthy way, we created two Meshery GitHub organizations. And it was so much of an effort that Matthew and I wrote a blog post about it. The good thing about this blog post and our whole separate set of GitHub org is that the whole purpose is to help clarify, help delineate, help clarify. I mean, that's half the purpose, or a quarter of the purpose. There's a number of different reasons why, but it's to also help clean up and understand what different maintainer responsibilities are between core and platform, and how those work, and empowerment of those. So the particular CNCF tag infrastructure tech lead that's doing diligence on Meshery, I was very thoughtful and considerate in taking time to go through the project, and has some excellent comments, I think. However, I don't know that individual is even aware that there is a whole other org. It sort of just speaks to maybe how large Meshery is, that this just hasn't even hit his radar yet. And so hopefully when he is informed of this, and the rest of the tag infrastructure the tag infrastructure group, it'll be very encouraging because it's delineating and clarifying and separating. And so does anybody else have questions, thoughts, comments? So I've been not nearly as responsive these last couple of weeks because I've been largely focused on helping get here. I've been focused on our providers, which is a different topic. Okay, nobody. Okay, anyway, next topic. Back to you, Yash.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Leah. I can share this. It- Awesome. So from my side, if I give a quick overview, like I was trying to create a doc for KubeCon India planning. What's the purpose of the doc? Just to give a quick idea of what's the booth and when the staffing is. So everyone has the idea if they want to look, and when I will be available at the booth and when Shiva will be available at the booth, I'll be there as well. So, and the second thing is I'm just trying to mention what I'm trying to do is like record a demo for the machine so that I can play on the screen, and a quick few QR code that they can just quickly scan and go through the docs and everything. So that I'm trying to just document it here and share with the community. So right now I just tried to document few things and asked Claude to give it a quick clean up and everything. So I'll share it soon as I complete this and ask for review, just in case if you guys have any idea you want to add for the booth. And I can share with the community people. So just in case if someone is there, they can make sure that when to reach out. And yeah, if anyone has any question on this part.
It's like a KubeCon battle card almost. Like, yeah, like some quick notes to be able to review and make sure you've got things on the tip of your tongue and you're well. This is wonderful. Yeah, that is. I mean, it'll just on a personal level, it'll help improve your experience as you go to engage with people and sound off about, speak in confidence about each of these things and not have to sweat some broken demo that you're trying to do interactively, but you've got instead you've got the recording and all that. So
yeah, so like from past KubeCon, like KubeCon EU, it was like I was not able to record a demo, and because of that, sometimes there is an issue, and I have to ask them to just give me a few minutes so that I can set everything up. So if I can record a video, that will be easy for everyone as well, and it's a single place. If you want to add anything, that I should make sure, or Shiva should make sure, will be helpful.
This link
and,
to the link to this doc is in the meeting minutes, right?
Yeah, I didn't edit. Let me just quickly. So I was just trying to finish it.
Oh, sure. Yeah. After when you take your time, whenever. Yeah.
So along with that, on the side of Meshery Incubation Distribution Interviews, I organized a meeting with Narsi this Friday. So he has time this Friday to meet us, and I have already sent the invitation with you. So this Friday, I think around this same time, we will be meeting him. And I think we can go prepare and discuss what should we be prepared for. Yeah. So, yeah, these are the two updates from my side. Any questions?
Yeah, that's perfect. And so Shivai will be there. Or Shivai, man, I wish he had corrected me 6 years ago. Shivai will be there. But sorry.
I asked him like if he can join and confirm his availability. So I think most probably he'll be there, but I need to go ahead and ask him again to make sure he knows about the doc and he confirms his availability for the booth, and we can iterate on the booth.
Yeah, nice. Hey, I wonder, have you heard from anybody else in the community that is going to be at KubeCon India?
Not yet. What I'll do is I can send a message with this doc link and to seek an interest if anyone is interested to come on the booth as well to help. So I can send a message.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. Anybody on the call going to be at KubeCon India?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, I will prepare.
Nice. Good. Okay. Well, there's two people
Then
already.
I can take help. Then I can take some help. Awesome. Okay, so yeah, these are the updates. Just in case if anyone else have any question, I'll wait for a few more seconds and we'll move forward. Okay. Just to give you a quick idea, KubeCon NA's deadline is 31st May. So if you're submitting for Meshery, feel free to reach out to me or anyone in the community. I'll definitely make sure to review the CFE, help you with that, help you with anything. So feel free to reach out, right? So awesome. Okay, let's move forward. Next update is, I think we should get back to you, Lee, or do you want to talk about it right now?
We postponed last time. I will hit this really fast because we shouldn't delay one more time. So hey, so part of helping clarify the delineate project and extensions and vendor and things is well, one of the extension points for Meshery is a provider. In Meshery, there's a built-in provider. It has gone by two different names over time. It has gone by local and none. And currently, it's at local. So if you bring up Meshery, which I don't think I have running locally, it'll ask you to sign in and choose a provider. As a matter of fact, I think the deployment, that was the wrong button. If you all try to go to playground.meshery.io, does it ask you to sign in? If so, that's a misconfiguration for that environment, but it actually makes for a convenient demo at the moment.
Sorry for interrupting, but I cannot see your screen. Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Now you can.
And so there's been so the gist of what I'm offering everyone here is kind of an update on clarity of providers. That there is now there's a collection of remote providers. There are two kind of community providers, or two canonical providers that should really always be available and around. So one of those is a provider that's built into Meshery. The code is inside of the container image, is always available. You can disable it. There's an enhanced experience here to help clarify maybe what to expect from different providers. There should be an ever-present and always available remote provider called Meshery. So this is the community remote provider. It is a little more capable than the one that's built in locally. This one has a memory. One of the bigger features. There's a list of other remote providers. They're not displaying here at the moment, although they should be. And so each of them the availability of those providers is checked. And at the time that you load this page, each of them are queried for what their capabilities are to help people decide where they might want to sign in. There's, I think, some updated instructions about how to disable this choice and just pre-select a provider. Maybe you don't want, your users, or you don't want to make a selection every time. You've already made that selection as one of them, and so there's some instructions on how to do that. And anyway, the topic that I wanted to cover very briefly was just calling out that in the same like topic and thread that we were just discussing about clarifying core platform versus extensions versus vendors, and there's a remote provider called Layer 5, a remote provider called Meshery, another remote provider called Intel Performance Platform. There's a few others that weren't listed, but historically, it's been a lot of just like either local or Meshery. And so these are being split out and clarified. So yeah, I haven't been responsible over the last couple of weeks because for the most part, that's what I've been working with some other people to help clean up. So when you choose one of those providers, let me know or mention in the community somewhere. If you choose one, and there's another list of them, but when you choose one, if the experience that you have is not consistently branded based on that provider, that would be a bug. So it was branded Meshery just then. I go to sign in with GitHub. In this case, it's branded Meshery. It's a Meshery OAuth app. Maybe I go sign in. And if it asks me to authorize, I think I've already signed in once, so it's not asking me to like authorize the app. But if it did, it would say, do you want to authorize the Meshery app created by the Meshery CI or created by Meshery CI, like created by Meshery. So just like through and through, the whole thing should be branded, the entire experience. Yeah. Okay, good. Hey, that's the topic that I had. Feel free to come back with questions and comments and stuff later, guys. Some of it's, I know, quick, but there was another individual that has a couple of other agenda items. You guys want to?
Thank you, Lee. I think we can't see your face through webcam. I don't know, is it me only or others also? Your webcam might be not working.
Yeah, it's the same for me.
Yeah, now you can see you. Nice. Awesome. Thanks for the update on that. And I think we already covered this one as well. So Nirmal Jyoti, is Nirmal here today with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Awesome. You can go ahead and share about the update you have for the batch update. Yeah, you can share your
Actually,
screen.
before sharing, I would like to say that this is my first time at Meshery and this is my first call as well. Previously, I was contributing to SPV Lab. Now I'm contributing here. So the two PRs, one of them is docs, another one is for server. So for the docs, what we are basically doing is we are improving the accessibility for Kubernetes compatibility matrix by replacing the clickable table cells with semantic button controls. So this way we can use tabs, spaces, enter keys to navigate the table. This improves our accessibility. And it's a simple PR. And for batch adapter, what we are basically doing is to reduce like the high volume nesting event without making the live updates feel delayed. So
Uh,
that is
do
the
you?
goal. Yes.
Yeah, just in case. Do you want to share in screen about this part, or do you have a link for this? Because I don't see a link here.
Uh, Actually, this is a hyperlink, I believe.
I don't think so. Okay, this one is that.
Yes, sir.
When you say, yeah, the use of the word batch and streaming, both of those two words in the same sentence seems a little, they seem at odds with one another. I could ask a different question. That's a question, but I don't know if, you know. Anyway. Cool. I guess, you know,
Nirmal,
do you want to speak to that? How do you stream? How do you batch streams? How do you batch a stream? And why would you batch
Um,
a stream? Why would it not just be continuously streaming?
So basically, during like bursts, we can like batch 650 events, and so we can improve like the throughput. And when there's like low traffic, we can like have a higher latency of 250 ms. Um, so 1 second.
Cool. Is this just for, is this focused on mesh sync updates, or is this Meshery adapter updates?
This is for meshing cluster thing.
What's that? Okay, yeah, cool. Good. That's all the questions that I had.
Okay, thank you, Nirmal. I think anyone has any other question for Nirmal, otherwise we'll move forward. Okay, thank you, Nirmal. I think we can move forward and we'll review our PR. Pranav, do you want to share your update on the mesh kit and Meshery?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead and you can share the
Yes,
screen.
yes. So is it visible?
Yeah, you are visible. It is visible.
So I've been working on these two pieces. The first one is in Meshkit. Essentially, I was trying to make a retry package since there was no proper structured retry mechanism in Meshery and all the other code bases. So what I did is, as you can see, I was working on this, and this is a retry package. Currently, what Meshery was doing was there was only a loop, and in this I would like to be brief. So what I have done is there are only three symbols which can be exported. So uh, the first is the retry.do function which I have introduced, and then there is a operation where you can pass all the arguments, and then there is the permanent, and there are few decisions. Like one was for default, the max attempts I have taken is 4, and so this is retry retry back of package, and this exponentially retries. So, and the test, I have done these tests as well. I have shared those. So, I can give you a brief idea here as well. So, as you can see, the first one is on the first attempt, the tests are working, and on retries as well. Currently, this was done with 4 attempts, max attempts. So one is the initial one, and then there are 3 backup attempts. One is after 1 second, and then 2 seconds and 4 seconds. It is backing off, and
Pranav, I think is this the only peer you have, or any other peer do you want to discuss?
this is the first one, and then I did one in Meshery as well.
Awesome.
Is it?
I think yeah, you have a mesh kit retry abstraction. Have you got any review already on the issue PR itself? Otherwise, we can, I think, discuss on the Slack. We can go and discuss on Slack.
So I got for the Meshkit one, I've got the
Yeah.
reviews, and it is okay. Lee asked me to do the tests on both the PRs, so I shared the tests as well.
Yeah, then let's discuss on Slack. Feel free to share that on the Mishri Slack channel, and we'll start discussing there. Does that work for you?
Sorry, can you repeat?
We'll discuss on the Slack. I think will that work for you?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for sharing. I can share this.
Okay.
Feel free to drop them in the Mishri channel for any review you want. Okay, let's move forward with the Chaitanya's PR, which is on the adapter configuration handler test.
Yeah, hello.
And
Am I audible?
yeah, would you like to give a quick review, like what's this PR is about and what you're trying to fix or
Yeah,
add?
so this is about regression hardening. These tests, they test for various edge cases, I would say, for the configuration regarding, adding or deleting the adapters, and, it basically documents that. So, we document this behavior so it it would not break later on.
Okay. Anybody have any review for this?
Can you go back to add adapter configuration handler tests? Yeah, so actually this area, the package that Pranav was just sharing, the proposed package for back off and retry, like basically a package for when one system tries to talk to another remote system over the network. Can it communicate or not? And just generically handling that has many different applicable uses. Meshery CTL tries to talk to Meshery server, which is a remote system. Whether they're on the same physical device or not, they're still over the network from one another. That's an example of where that package would be used. And this pull request that we're looking at right now is probably another example of where a retry package could be used. When Meshery server wants to talk to one of its adapters, that's over the network. What, again, like whether that's geographically distant or just right inside the same VM or whatever, either way, it's over the network. And yeah, we want to drive reuse. Like we want to reuse a central package like a retry package, so if we can. Some of the tech that gets used is a little bit different. So I'm sure that Pranav's retry package is probably focused on HTTPS as like the transport for trying and retrying and backing off and waiting and retrying again. If it, ideally, that same package is enhanced to support gRPC as a transport. Or I'm ignorant here. Maybe some of the commonplace gRPC libraries, I can't imagine that they don't have like natively built in back off and retry. Do you know?
I haven't explored the gRPC, but I'll definitely dig into that. As of now, what we are doing here is we are creating a sort of fake service mesh, so we wouldn't have to rely on the end-to-end testing. So this would be a bit more cheaper to and have a certain deterministic results. So this was scoped just for this, but yeah, I'll definitely take into consideration what you said regarding the Meshery CTL and elaborate it much further.
Nice. Yeah, actually, I misunderstood what you. Yep, that makes sense. What I was just mentioning is certainly well beyond the scope of where you were focused here, and so, yeah. But this is helpful, right? These are integration tests with using
Yes.
mocked up interface. They're both helpful and also just not exactly worthwhile. Just depends on how they're written. Like it just becomes more maintenance for. I don't know. Please consider whether or not this is hooked into what happens when our protobuf changes and how the tests become fragile at that point, or that they don't. Yeah.
One more thing I had to say. So As for you mentioned the gRPC part, so the package I was working on is transport agnostic actually. So it doesn't matter if it is HTTP or gRPC or database call. I mean, it can work on all those things. So
Pranav,
I have
that's
tested
awesome.
it
Yeah.
through.
Yeah. When you do bring this topic back up in Slack, yeah, please do bring an example output of like an interaction between Meshery server and one of its adapters and show how show that interaction, show how it had retried even though
Actually, I can show that here only. Just give me 5 minutes. I've tested it
yeah,
on the
we
local
can't.
machine.
We're out of time. I'm sorry. That's why I was trying to hurry earlier. We're actually slightly over time, but yeah, feel free to just make a recording and send it or copy and paste the output like I was asking. And that's great.
Sure.
That's really good news.
All right. I guess yes, we could skip the fix Yugo build warning since we had I had a discussion with Saurabh on this, and the only existing issue with it is due to the docs's internal file that is still using the uh, dot site all data. So that is the only reason for due to which the build warning is originating from.
Okay. Thank you, Chaitanya. Since we are on time, I would like to ask like if any topic or any agenda item which is urgent to discuss, we would discuss it. Otherwise, maybe we can move them to the next meeting. So I'll wait for a few seconds just in case if anyone has any urgent item that you want to discuss. Yeah, go ahead, Chaitanya.
I still had one agenda to discuss, as I've mentioned in the minutes itself, that about the design and security aspects of the AI adapter. So, if anybody doesn't has any crucial discussion to be done, then I could be quick with this.
I think Utkarsh also want to discuss something. Yeah, Utkarsh.
Hi Yash, this side Utkarsh. Can you look up to the that canvas.site issue, please? That was the issue I just faced yesterday and had discussion with Lee, in which I was facing some glitchiness on the 3D rendering of a tile which is present on canvas.new site.
Sure. I think maybe we can discuss that on Slack. And since we are over time, we just want to make sure that we are like covering the important one. So maybe we can discuss on that on the Slack. Does that work for you?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. And for Chaitanya, maybe we can discuss this one of the security aspect. Is there any vulnerability? I'm not aware of this one. Is there any vulnerability already out there, or do you want to discuss like which aspect you want to discuss?
Yeah. So since we are introducing this new AI adapter, so I thought of going through it and citing if there are any vulnerabilities if we are to introduce this new AI adapter into our system. So that was about it, and also it was regarding how we would frame the architecture, keeping in mind the security and the reusability of the current components that are present within the Meshery.
Awesome. Thank you, Chaitanya. I totally understand. Would you help me with dropping a message on this on the Mystery Select channel so that maintainers can see it and help you provide the review? You can drop a detailed thought on like what you think and what you think should be helpful. And if you want to raise a issue as well, that's totally fine. If you can do that, it will be really, really helpful so that after the call we can go over it and have a discussion started. Would you like to do that?
Sure, works.
Okay.
Should we bring it in the general or any
Yeah, you
channel
can
specific?
in the any channel. I think Mystery channel will work. Okay.
Okay, works. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you both. Thank you, Utkarsh as well. Anyone else? Any important item? Otherwise, let's finish, or let's wrap up today's call. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining us today. I'm hoping you had a good day today if you are in the APEC region, or if you are in the Western region. I hope you have a great day, and see you in the next call. And feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.